I never in a million years thought that my family or myself will be going through this, and I don't want anyone to go through this, and I'm sorry that this keeps happening and there's no answers for it because it's very sad.
That it is. Welcome and thank you for joining us for our second half hour, The Factor Uncensored. The pain of losing a loved one still raw a year later. You just heard from the family member of John Christopher Hayes Clark, one of the many people whose bodies have been found near Lady Bird Johnson Lake in Austin within a 2-year time span. We're talking about a dozen people. Are those deaths a coincidence, or are they all connected by a murderous maniac? My next guest weighs in with his information. And joining us on The Factor Uncensored tonight from Austin, we have with us Mark Gillespie with Gillespie Forensic Investigations, and he's the former director of Forensic Science Division at the Austin Police Department. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. A lot of people have been disturbed about Lady Bird Lake in Austin. Many believe that there is some type of serial killer or something something that's going wrong there. However, police have made it clear these have been accidents, drownings. So your thoughts, how did we get here?
Well, it's a very interesting question. How did we get here? We got here because that area, Town Lake covers 460 acres. The loop surrounding Lady Bird Johnson Lake is the hike and bike trail, which is about 10 miles. You've got a huge party district on both sides of Lady Bird Johnson, both sides of the hike and bike trail. It's a very interesting place in Austin, and I can understand why with 12 deaths in the past 22 months, I can certainly understand why people would think something very suspicious is happening. But, I have a lot of faith and confidence in our local law enforcement, primarily Austin Police Department, who has jurisdiction for that area. And I can tell you that if there was a problem, they would be on it. But I do also understand that it's a mystery, and we just haven't gotten our arms around that big tree like we would hope.
And it's not if, Mark, the city is completely ignoring it. They're pumping hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of dollars into making sure that lake and the area is safe, right?
That's correct. They've budgeted, I think within the last year or two, about $1 million just to improve lighting, sidewalks on East Avenue, areas near the Rainy Street Party District. So there have been some improvements to support safety and to address this issue. So I know their attention is heavily directed on this issue.
Many families, I assume, just can't find closure in accepting a drowning when they hear so many people making noise, especially those on the internet, about something going awry. There's something suspicious, possible serial killer, and family members can't get that closure if that is in their mind. They keep hearing that white noise constantly.
Well, that's true. And, we live in a time where true crime is basically monopolizing so much of our social media activities, our Netflix shows. I understand recently Nancy Grace got involved and did a segment on this situation. So it's getting a lot of attention, and I certainly can appreciate the concern that the parents of the victims have, because nobody wants to learn of the death of their child under any circumstance.
Right.
And I know that especially with there being 11 or 12 deaths since January of 2022, and it's gotten the attention of the media that parents are definitely going to be concerned if they receive the terrible news of their child or loved one being found recovered from Lady Bird Johnson Lake. So it's a tragedy. It's unfortunate, but I think though that if there was a problem with um, foul play or shady activity, I think the police would have a handle on it.
I would agree with you. And there's also, the looming mistrust for investigators, police in this country, but also a lot of noise on social media. But we called on you because you would know what's going on there. You're the expert in investigating deaths like this, and you haven't heard or seen anything that would make you think otherwise, that someone is out there snuffing out lives, right?
Well, I can tell you that this is what I do, and I love what I do. And if there was if I felt that there was a major problem with the police not doing their job, or if there was evidence of a serial killer on the prowl, I would definitely be proactive and get involved and be outspoken. But not there yet.
All right, Mark Gillespie with Gillespie Forensics and Investigations in Austin. We appreciate your time, and we'll see what happens here at Lady Bird Johnson Lake.